Hello, Aries. This message is for you. Um, Always remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But the universe wanted you, the Aries, to hear this message about your current situation. Let's go ahead and get started. So we have the Five of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Three of Wands reversed, and the Five of Swords. And let's go ahead and do some clarifying cards for each of these. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the Magician in reverse, the Two of Wands, and then the Five of Wands reverse. So we got Five of Wands twice. And holy moly, Aries, wow, there is a lot of competition, a lot of battles going on here. For some of you, this can be a love reading, but what I'm getting here is that this is about a project that you've been working hard on. Love is a project, so that's what I'm saying. This could be a love reading, but for some of you, I'm getting that this has to do with like your job, or maybe there's just this project that you've been working on. You've been really nurturing this idea, this project. Maybe you brought other people in to help you achieve this goal, but all of this has just brought more conflict in your life. Let's go ahead and start. We'll go down the line here. So it looks like so this could be even a battle with yourself. This doesn't necessarily have to be a group project or with another person. But what I'm getting here is that there is a lot of conflict going on and people aren't listening to each other. Maybe you're not listening to your intuition. Maybe you even lost. Maybe you lost your job or you got fired or you're thinking about leaving. There's just so much going on, so much argument. And with the Wheel of Fortune here, it looks like this could be coming to an end because we also have the Five of Wands here in reverse. That's clarifying the Five of Swords. So it looks like this situation really took so much out of you. And so with the Wheel of Fortune here and the Five of Wands in reverse, it looks like this battle is coming to an end. It looks like we still have a lot more to face, but it looks like we started with one argument. Now we're kind of nurturing. Maybe this argument ended. You guys came to an agreement. You came to an agreement with yourself. And so now you're really to start this project. You're really taking your time and trusting your intuition with what you have to do. You are working hard at this new life goal or this new, I keep hearing project. Like there is something going on that you've been really working towards. But now it looks like now we just kind of don't know where to go. Maybe you've taken the advice of other people. You've let it marinate inside your head to figure out how it is you're going to move forward, but you're kind of confused. I'm getting two different things are coming up here with the Two of Swords and the Magician reverse. It looks like you're thinking about either taking the long way or taking a shortcut. But you know if you take the shortcut, it's not going to be sustainable. It's almost going to be like you're either going to screw some people over in this scenario, or you might be screwing yourself in this scenario. Maybe you don't want to put the hard work into it anymore because we kind of just don't know what it's going to bring us. So you're thinking about ways of manipulating a situation. Maybe you're trying to get a quick buck here or something. But so with the Three of Wands, because Three of Wands in reverse and the Two of Wands, it looks like you don't know what steps you need to take for this future that you've been kind of nursing here. You're kind of just over it. You're confused. The thing is, the reason why you don't know where to go and the reason why you're thinking about taking shortcuts here could be because you don't have a solid plan down. You have the skills, you've mastered what it is that you need to do. You just don't know how to put it into reality. And maybe you're just sitting here with Two of Swords. You're kind of thinking that if you just manifest it or if you vibrate on a certain level, maybe it'll come to you. But the cards are saying, no, you have to put the work here. And so maybe that's here with the Magician in reverse. What the manipulation aspect of the scenario is that you think that the universe is just going to bring it to you. Maybe you've just heard too much about manifestation, and if you think it'll happen. Maybe you're just doing a lot of mental mind tricks to get things to go your way or for ways to succeed, but that's not the reality of the situation. You have to put actual hard work into it. You can't just hope that it'll happen. You can't just pray that it'll happen. Yes, it's good to think those things and to think positive and try to be on a higher vibration. But Three of Wands are saying the reason why things aren't happening, Three of Wands in reverse, the reason why things aren't happening is because you need to sit yourself down and have a plan. How is it that you're going to achieve what it is that you want here? How is it that you're going to make this business a success or this relationship a success? You need to figure out what these long-term goals are in order for you to actually start achieving what it is that you want. With the Two of Wands here, yeah, and you might need to you might need to take steps out of your comfort zone in order to achieve these goals. And I feel like you might be prone to, if you get any kind of kickback, you might start having a lot of self-doubt, and you might just be like, you know what, I can't do this. I don't have what it takes. The Three of Wands here, Three of Wands in reverse here, saying that, every path that you're going to be on is going to have battles. There's always going to be some type of delay. There's always going to be some type of frustration. There's always going to be things that aren't going to work out how we think they are. They're not going to work out as smoothly. And that's just completely normal. That's why we need to have a solid plan. So if we run into these errors, we run into these mistakes, what are we going to do in order to prevent this from happening again in the future? Because we want to create long-term goals, long-term success. And in order to do that, we got to plan it out, try to see as much mistakes that could happen and how we're going to bounce back from that. We don't want to be stuck in this, oh, well, let me just think about it state of mind here, because that's what it looks like it's happening. It looks like maybe you want people to do, it looks like there's no shortcuts. The cards are saying there's no shortcuts. It looks like you might be in that limbo mode because you want it to be easier and you haven't fully accepted that you have to put in hard work. And I feel like when you do put in this hard work, or maybe you've already put in this hard work and now you feel really, now you feel really drained because you put so much work into it, and there's all this conflict, all this battle, people are bickering, people are hitting heads, you're hitting your own head. You're internally, with the Five of Wands here in reverse, you're also battling with yourself because you're like, I thought this is what I wanted, or I thought this is what I was supposed to do. Now it's not what I want to do. I'm so confused, and now you're feeling drained. You don't really, you put in so much effort and you feel like the effort wasn't worth it. Almost like you're like, that took so much out of me, and for what? The cards are saying here that all of this conflict here with the Five of Wands, because we have the Five of Wands here twice, and it's funny that this is at the beginning and this is at the end. So if you even read the cards from this way, it looks like maybe with all this battling, you worked hard, then you got confused, and you're like, I don't know where to go from here. That's because you lacked the plan, and since you didn't have a full thought out plan, that's why you feel like the situation drained you, left you feeling alone, isolated. Maybe that you've lost some respect for yourself because you probably did things here with the Magician reverse. Maybe you did things you wouldn't actually do, but you're like, hey, this is what I need to do to make this money, to get this person to like me. Whatever it is that you did, you kind of betrayed yourself here. And I feel like that you betrayed yourself, so you're not happy with yourself. You're like, now you have to put yourself back together. When you can look at the imagery, like you just feel out of whack. And then if we continue going down the line with the Wheel of Fortune, it looks like this. What is this doing? Come on. It looks like, this is all coming to an ending. It's all coming to a cycle. This almost feels like this was a big learning lesson. You needed to go through this process in order to create better goals for the future, to learn these mistakes here, and then to really nurture yourself and to get back into trusting your intuition and really make sure that we're coming from a place of good intention, because if we always come from a place of bad intention or trying to make a quick buck, karma will always find everybody. So we want to make sure that we're coming with good intentions and, really planning out. The Five of Swords really wants me to show you. This Five of Swords keeps slipping. So I think we got to focus. This card keeps calling at me. Let's go ahead and give the cards what they want. So let's see. The Five of Swords, I'm assuming we need some more clarification for this. So let me go ahead and pull out some more cards. Oh, Strength came out instantly. So with the Strength here, so it looks like the universe is trying to tell you to be strong. So I think right now you're coming from a place of vulnerability, like you don't feel safe, because you betrayed yourself. So now you're like, who do I trust? If I can't trust the people around me and I can't trust myself, what am I going to do? What do I do? And the cards are saying to be strong, trust your intuition. And the fact that the cards kind of landed on the Empress, trust your intuition. You have the strength, you have the skills, you have the mindset. You can do this. You can achieve what it is that you want. You can get through whatever obstacles we're facing here, whatever delays we're facing here. You have what it takes to get through it. You need to be strong and really trust your intuition. Be kind to yourself and be kind to the problem that's at hand. Every problem has a solution, And every problem has a learning lesson that's going to better you in the future. We can't take shortcuts here with the Magician. So I think that might be the thing you're trying to blind yourself from. I'm just thinking like you don't want to put the work into it, but you have to put the work into it. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the skills. So it's almost kind of saying like, stop being Larry, if you're out there listening, stop being lazy, Aries. You need to plan. You need to start planning for the future here. And I feel like there's just a lot of internal battle because we've lost trust within ourselves. So let's see, how do we regain trust? What should we do? What advice do the Aries need to hear about this situation that they put themselves through? I'm getting like you're blaming yourself a lot. Like if you just didn't make that decision, you wouldn't be in this scenario. Don't think like that. With the Wheel of Fortune, everything happens for a reason. There's a learning lesson here. And we got to stop blinding ourselves and stop the woe is me. You have intuition, you have good intuition, you have good skills, you've mastered what you needed to master. Now it's just time to start believing in yourself and planning for the future. And it looks like Death in reverse. So for some of you, I feel like if you feel like the situation is not ended yet, or maybe some of you guys are afraid that, with this falling out here with the Five of Wands in reverse and the Five of Wands upright, maybe you guys had a falling out in a situation, or maybe you guys thought about giving up. The Death card here is saying, no, we're continuing this. This is not over. The chapter is not closed yet. We got to keep going. We got to keep going through it. The Hangman in reverse, or that's not reverse, the Hangman. I always get confused because. All right. So with the Hangman following the Death card, it looks like, I think the reason why you guys think things are over is because there's no movement happening in this scenario. I feel like it started off really intense and then it kind of slowed down. The Hangman says this is a time that we need to pause. If you're in tune with your intuition, this pause can feel purposeful. For some of you who aren't so in tune with their intuition, this can feel like this pause has been forced upon you. But this has actually happened for a reason, because the universe is saying that we need to really reevaluate this situation. We need to reevaluate what is happening here. And I think it's because, there was no real strong foundation built for the future. So the universe, your subconscious, your intuition, your higher power, your God, whatever it is that you believe in that controls you, or just fate, things just happen at random. The Hangman is saying that we need to come from a new perspective. We're not looking at this situation correctly, which is why I think the Two of Swords is here, is because not necessarily I feel like you're kind of like blinding yourself. Like you don't want to see where you're supposed to go. You don't want to see into the future. You're kind of just hoping things happen, but the universe is saying like, no, we got to stop that. We need to take this blindfold off, and we got to see what's actually there waiting for us. What is in the future, what it is that we want, and we need to figure out how we're going to get there. This pause that's happening after this intense, fiery scenario is needed, because you need to realign yourself, find your inner strength again, and figure out how we're going to move forward. We got to figure out what this perspective is. Let's see if we can get... I'm clearing another card for the Hangman. What it is that we're missing. What do we need to get to move forward? Because we got to stop resisting. We can't avoid this. This is being pushed upon you, Aries. So the Knight of Pentacles. So maybe some financial insecurities going on. Yeah, so what I'm getting with the King of Pentacles in reverse, that's been followed by the Hangman with this whole new perspective. What it is that we got to really reevaluate here. It looks like you're putting too much importance on money, looks, like your priorities aren't aligned with your inner soul, and maybe that's what you've been ignoring. You're kind of like, it's almost, I don't want to use the wrong words here. So with the King of Pentacles reverse, it's like you're too worried about how you look to other people and not enough about what is actually sustainable. You're trying to look cool, you're trying to look rich, or you're trying to look however it is that you want to look to other people, to like feel better about yourself, but it's not making you feel better about yourself. If anything, you're self-abandoning, and you're self-abandoning, and the Five of Swords, like it's almost not, I don't want to say like the word doormat, because it's not that you're letting people walk all over you. It's just that you're doing things that don't align with your soul, and that's what's making you feel gross. Like internally, you just don't feel okay. That's why we have all this conflict, because all this hard work that we've been doing isn't playing. It's not playing out how you thought it would play out, because you're putting too much importance on material things. Like you're not nurturing with Empress here. It looks like you're not nurturing your soul. You're not nurturing things that actually make you happy, because maybe what actually makes you happy you might be embarrassed about, or maybe society, colleagues, your lover thinks that it's weird, or it's not what they want it to be. So that's why you keep disappointing yourself, because it's like you're not living to who you truly are. Things are out of balance here. Of course, you can have money, you can have status, but you can still stay true to yourself in that. And I feel like that's what's going to help heal that inner battle. What's going to make you feel whole again? Because right now, you're doing things just for show almost. Let's see. Actually, let's do the oracle. So let's do, what is it that we need to work on internally that's going to make you feel whole again? That's going to help heal all this conflict that's in your life. What's going to help you start making decisions? Because maybe that's why you don't have a real life plan, because you're trying to focus on right now. How can I look good right now? How can I get money right now? How can I impress the ladies, the men? How can I, look however it is that you want to look to other people? And it's not sustainable. That's why the universe put everything on hold. They're like, hey, we got to reevaluate, because this is not flying with what it is that your soul wants, your soul destiny. This isn't what, this is not good for your future. We need to take a pause, and once we start planning out what it is that we really want, what's really going to make us happy in the long term, and what's going to make us happy in the future, and that's going to be sustainable, almost give us something to look forward to at night, something to look forward to when we wake up in the morning, what it is that we want to work towards. I just got lost in my thoughts. Oh yeah, what's going to make you feel whole again? Because right now this isn't it. And until we lay out this foundation, that's when things will start moving. You won't feel as frustrated. There won't be as many delays, because the universe is trying to realign you with a path that's going to be more fulfilling. So let's see, what insecurity is it that we got to work on here? What do we got to pay attention to? And everything that's happening, you have the strength to do it. The universe is saying, don't worry, trust your intuition, you got it, you have the skills. Starting to use my thoughts, open me up to inner and outer change. Yeah, so it looks like maybe there might be, it looks like Aries, that you guys might just be really uncertain about your future, like you're almost scared to move. And that's because you pretty much, I don't want to say like you guys don't know who you are right now in this situation, but you're just not confident in who you are, because you were trying so hard to be what you thought you had to be for other people. But don't worry, because who you are, trust your intuition, that inner voice. My thoughts open me up to inner and outer change. Only once we follow what it is that our gut is telling us. I'm getting like you're not secured within yourself, and you're uncertain here. So we got to focus on really building our confidence up again, to say, I can trust myself. I know how to make these decisions. No more overthinking. No more just waiting for things to happen. I'm planning this out. You have to be certain about what it is that you want. And once you align your internal role, your goal, once you get into a goal-oriented mindset for long-lasting happiness, success, I think that's when you're going to feel certain about life and where you're going to go and what direction you're going to head in. And the universe will align with you. And once you're back into this Empress nurturing yourself mode, it looks like the universe is going to start having things flow for you. Just got to be certain about it, and we got to build up that confidence again after wasting so much time trying to impress other people. And that's why there's some conflict here. But yeah, so to sum all that up, it looks like we really just got to focus on tomorrow and not today. We got to figure out what it is we want for our future, and then try to figure out a map, create a list of how we can start moving forward and chasing after those goals. And if we hit delays and there's a pause, the universe is saying, hey, we need to take this pause. We need to redirect. We need to rethink. Are we certain that we want to go this way? Are we coming from good intentions here? Because with the King of Pentacles and the Magician, both in reverse, it's saying that these goals that you might be chasing now are coming just out of ego, especially with the Five of Wands here. It looks like you might be just trying to do this to impress other people, and it's not actually making you happy inside. So we got to make sure we're aligning with our soul, our spirit, our higher self, and not from a place of greed and like just greed and jealousy, like jealous of what other people have. So we got to really take a step back, reevaluate what it is that's going to fulfill us in the long term view, and start making choices. Things aren't going to just happen just because you hope that they will happen. You have to put the hard work into it, and that starts by planning. You have the skills. You might come into conflict. You might hit some delays, but that's all natural. And you have the strength to do it. Just trust your intuition. All right, Aries, if that reading resonated with you, please go ahead and leave a comment letting me know how. Follow for more readings. I appreciate everybody who likes this video. Thank you so much.